Man, good evening and welcome to Lucas Live News. I'm your host, Danny Williams, and man, I am so excited. I've been pumped all day. Like I said, I don't know if it's because it's 80 degrees outside and it's October 2nd, if it's my birthday month, or is it because we have this dope lady in the building tonight ready to do an interview with us. But I am just so excited. I'm so excited to have you all here. I'm so excited to have you guys join in. And this is going to be an amazing evening for all of us. If you're joining the live, I want you to like. I want you to share this video, and I want you to invite all your friends, all your family to hop in. So if you don't know me, like I said, I'm Danny Williams, and I serve as the creative director here at Lucas Live Media, a producer and a host. I kind of do a little bit of everything. If you're here from the ad that you've seen me make, yeah, I did that. I did all of that, okay? So I kind of serve as just a little bit of everything here, and I love doing it. So if you don't know, now you know. I'm going to be here at Lucas Live News, giving you all the hottest scoops, all the hottest topics, and everything positive, okay? We highlight some of the coolest people here around Stark County and all over the place, really. Showing you guys what they do, what they have coming up. So, tap in to Lucas Live Media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn. We're a little bit of everywhere. So make sure if you're not following up, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, what you waiting for? Hop out of here right now, actually, and go subscribe, go like, go comment, go share, go do what you got to do to make sure that you're locked in with us so you know what we have going on, all right? So again, Danny Williams, hey, Sister Corinne is hopping in. Listen, make sure you guys hop in because all night, what we're going to be doing is engaging with you guys. We got Daziah Green in the building, and I know you guys have some questions. I know you guys have some memories, just some things you kind of want to share with us, or just give her a flower, give her some props, whatever it is, So we're going to be showing you guys right here on screen. So if you want to engage with us, make sure you're in the comments, you're typing what you got to type in, and you're having some fun with us tonight because that's what we're doing. Tonight, we're having some fun. We're getting to know Daziah Green. We're getting to hear what she has coming up, and I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss it, all right? So before we get started, there's a really cool clip that Daziah sent me, and it's all about her life, her journey, and kind of how she got started with all that she has going on. If you haven't seen it, girl has been working for Adidas, right? Working for Adidas. That's pretty big. She's been designing some shoes. I know personally some things that I'm not going to share right now that she's been designing, that she has dropping for us soon, for our kids soon, for all kinds of people and places and things soon, right? So we're going to hear it all tonight. But before we bring Daziah on screen, I want y'all to take a look at this clip and get to know a little bit about Miss Daziah Green.
My name is Daziah Green, and this is my creative journey. I grew up in Canton, Ohio, in a small apartment home with a single mother of 7 children. I was the second oldest. My mother worked a lot, so the only thing I could depend on was sports to be there. Sports played a huge role in my life growing up. I always thought that I would go to college for basketball, but my high school track coaches, they thought otherwise. I didn't even have a pair of shoes to run in. The shoes that I'm wearing on the left, they were gifted to me by my high school track coaches, and I was able to get a full-ride scholarship to the University of Akron. This is Dominika Stakowska. She was my college track coach. She believed in me when no one else didn't. She gave me an opportunity that I wouldn't have had. I've been able to travel all over, meet my idol Allison Felix, run on national television, win a few races, but in the process, I fell and I broke my wrist.
It was fractured in 3 different places. In a long recovery process, I had a plate and 9 screws, and I had to go back to the drawing boards and start all over again. But come my 5th year, in the most important race of my life, I would be in a 100-meter dash again. up winning this race, and it was the most important race of my life. It's shown me that you can persevere. You can make it through anything you're going through. You can face adversity and come out on top.
When you're shown that you can beat the odds no matter what's set against you, you always feel like a winner. I was the first in my family to graduate college, and I earned my bachelor's degree in interior design. I was able to beat an 18-year-old school record in the process. I started an art business that fueled my passion for art. There was one moment in my life that I had to sit down and slow down and really think about the things that I wanted. And I knew that I always wanted art to be a part of it. I knew that I had to keep moving forward by putting one foot in front of the other. By keep moving forward, I was able to meet my idol, Tiana Taylor. Create a painting for NFL wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Start a nonprofit to give back shoes to those in need and create opportunities for those to succeed.
Man, Daziah Green, welcome to Lucas Live News. How you feeling, girl?
I got chills.
Man, see, I wasn't going to tell everybody, but that wasn't my first time watching that video. And when I first watched it, I almost cried. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. How you feeling, girl?
I'm feeling good. I'm telling you, that video, it puts me in my feels every time I watch it. And I'm like, yo, it just fires me up every time. I feel every emotion every time I watch that video.
Man,
but I'm
one
super
pair of
excited to be
shoes. One
here.
pair of shoes. Like, that is just... oh, so cool in itself.
Yeah.
Like, that video embodied so much. It was so cool watching that. You did it yourself, right?
I
You put
did,
it together
yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
So, man, tell us, you know, what's the story behind that video? There were so many inspirational pieces and parts. What's the story behind it? Uh-oh, we lost Daziah. It's okay. We'll get it right back on, though. Her sister in the comments said she almost cried. Again, listen, that video was really, really inspirational. Like I said, she had a going away party. I ain't gonna tell you where she went. But she played that video for some of her closest family and friends. And I'm telling you, we were all in a crowd getting ready to cry. And here she is back live with us. So again, babe, tell us, what's the story behind that video?
So the story behind the video was we had to create a storytelling assignment based on our creative journey and pretty much how we got to where we were. So in order to be in the Adidas Seed program, that was one of the requirements. We had to create a video, and we could use any avenue that we wanted, but I wanted to do it in video format because I felt like I had all the receipts to back up what I'm saying. So I just decided to put that video together and just share my story.
Man, that is so dope. Let's talk about, you know, one of those moments, because you are like, did you see that? Who is Jim Tressler? What did you do to him?
No, that's hilarious. I don't know who that is. But
you don't
that's
even
funny.
remember. You've been whooping folks so long. You don't even remember who that is or what you did to him. Listen, because you are a true athlete. I mean, basketball, track, you like dominated everything that you've ever done. You know what I mean? Like, so in that video, you know, you was running track. Tell us a little bit about, you know, your journey with track.
Woo. Journey. Yeah.
It was a journey, babe.
If Coach Audie and Lepley was on this show right now, they will say I gave them the most problems out of all their athletes they've ever had in history because I just had a love-hate relationship with track. And I don't know, I just didn't have that drive that they wanted me to have because I was so focused on basketball. But they were like, no, you're amazing in track. Like, you can go D1 in track. Basketball, you might go D3. You too short. So I started to take it serious, like my senior year. Well, I was running like up until my senior year in high school, and then I went to college. But I had to take it serious going into my senior year if I really wanted to get a scholarship. So that's when I started focusing on it a lot more.
Man, and you did, you know, I think what made, you know, that video was just so cool in itself. But what really made it, you know, more inspirational than what it was, that you faced something that not a lot of athletes like ourselves, like somebody from Canton, Ohio, had to go through. I mean, when you broke your wrist, you broke it in 3 places and had to get a plate and screws and all. I mean, you really went through a lot when it came to that injury. Tell us about what happened, the recovery process, and what kept you motivated during that time.
Ooh, so before I start, I don't know why my internet is lagging. I feel like it's a lot of energy in this chat because it wasn't doing
It's
that
a
earlier.
That part, girl, it's a lot of energy happening right now. We can hear you great though, so I know it's kind of distorted, but we can hear you. So go ahead and just let us know. Let us know about it.
Yeah, so well, in high school, yes, track and field, it kind of came second to basketball. But when I finally started to take it serious, after being under Coach Audie and Coach Lepley's coaching, I knew that because they saw this greatness within me, that I had it within me. And they were the ones to have me bring it out of myself. So when I went to college, I kind of carried that energy on. And I was a fifth year athlete. My fifth year, well, no, my fourth year, I was ranked first in the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. And going into the championship, I was projected to win it all. And
Ooh.
come to that 100-meter dash, if you saw in the video, I ended up falling and breaking my wrist because it was like a photo finish. And the
Mm-hmm.
girl kind of like leaned at the finish line and her hand, it like hit me. And I kind of
Mm.
like tumbled over and broke my
Yeah.
wrist. And just knowing that I was the fastest and just how much I worked, how hard I worked, I didn't want that to like stop me from continuing on with track and continuing on with running. And
Mm.
also just proving to myself that I was who I said I was. So
Mm. Yeah.
I just had to persevere. And I think just being from Canton McKinley, it taught us about grit. It taught us about never giving up and following our dreams, chasing our dreams. And I just never gave up. My twin, I see her comment. I can't read it right. Oh, I'm gonna say I can't read it right now because I'm like explaining.
Yeah.
But oh, she's funny.
She said she feel the pain.
But
Y'all twins. Y'all feel the same pain.
yeah, that's my twin. So yeah, I just knew I had to keep going, and I knew since I was the only one in my family that was like on that journey, I knew I was going to be the first in my family to graduate college. I had to keep going. I had to keep showing up every day, even though it was hard. And yeah.
Hey, that's beautiful. That's beautiful because I know a lot of people would have got discouraged. Like, I done broke my wrist in 3 places. It's over for me. But you know what? Before I jump forward, you and your sister were so cool because it's not often that you see a set of twins being able to do the same thing. Y'all both played basketball. Y'all both ran track, and y'all both dominated in it. Y'all were just so good at both of them. Like, y'all were so different, but y'all dominated in them sports. Look at you right now playing football. Like, what? I didn't expect that. Where did that come from? I did not expect you to start playing football.
I didn't expect for me to play football either, but when I graduated college, I was like, man, like I don't really want to go pro. And I stumbled across women's tackle football, but I saw that it wasn't broadcasted as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to play because I wanted to do something different and
Yeah.
also inspire little girls and show little girls that they can go out there and do whatever they want, even though people say
Yeah.
they can't do it. I just wanted to show them that they can do it.
And I mean, we're both smaller women. When I think about women's tackle football, I think about some pretty big girls, What were your
Hmm.
thoughts going into, I'm going to try out for a women's tackle football? I mean, were you thinking like I might be the smallest one? These girls are going to knock me down? Like, what was you thinking going into that?
Well, I wanted to go to the NFL, to be honest. No, I'm playing.
Oh, she trying to go to the NFL. Man, big dreams. I love it.
Yeah, so then I stumbled across it and I was like, oh, I can play with these women. I used to play in the streets with my cousins, and
Yeah.
me and Asia were like the only girls growing up with our cousins. I think it was like 6 boys before me and Asia came. So they're all
Yeah.
older than us, and we just played basketball in the streets. We just did everything, football in the neighborhood, whatever you can think of, all those games. We just had to prove ourselves that we can hang with them because they didn't think we
Yeah.
could. So that's
Yeah, I
what
mean,
kept
listen, I love it. I
and
love it. But, besides being an athlete, I know that, even since, elementary, high school, you've always been a gym shoe lover. Like, I mean, from
Yeah.
collecting the hottest shoes out to designing them. I remember back in McKinley, the Nike ID truck used to come, and you and Asia would always end up winning the shoe you designed and walking around school with the shoe that you done designed. I'm like, yeah, my little sketch was never gonna stand a chance next to nothing that y'all did. So I mean, now you're working for a shoe company, and before we get into that, let's take a look at your time as a designer in the Adidas Seed program.
I've always had a passion for footwear design, even as a little girl. I just remember being 5 years old and just sketching and coloring books and sketching shoes. My name is Daziah Green. I am from Canton, Ohio, a part of Seed Generation 2. Having teammates and leaders that are pushing me forward and actually showing me that I can create these things, it gives you a dream and it gives you hope. I've actually had like an inside look at the design process. I've actually got to get my hands on sneakers. I've actually got to make sneakers. I've also learned how to step up and be a leader and actually bring my strengths forward, just knowing and just being confident in myself and my abilities. There will be challenges, there will be obstacles. How can you push past those things? The seed is already planted since birth, so just keep going.
I love that. The seed is already planted since birth. That is so cool. So tell us, before we get into, parts of the video, tell us, what is Adidas Seed program? What is that?
So the Adidas Seed program, it stands for School for Experiential Education and Design. And it's a pipeline for BIPOC women, Black, Indigenous, people of color, who want to pursue a career in the footwear industry. Because there's less than 2% of us that are represented in the footwear industry. So they created this pipeline, and it's a 2-year program. You commit to 2 years. They teach you the ins and outs. They teach you products that go to market. Like, you actually work on real life products that go to market. So it's really no practice. It's like you have to really just get in there and do it. And then you have mentors, you have people that get brought in to teach us, and we pretty much work on products that go to market. And then once we are done with the program, we actually get into the real world, and then you get into your actual career. So you've already had that practice. So when you go into your career, you know what it takes.
Man, that is so amazing. So the clip that we played at the beginning of the show, that was a clip that you used to get into this program, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what was the process of that? Just making the video, and then if they like it, you're in, or did you have what was the process of getting into the Adidas Seed program?
Okay, so to get into the Seed program, they don't do the typical route, like go to the prestigious colleges that cost $400,000, like that costs a lot of money, because we're not in those spaces. So it's pretty much word of mouth, and then Adidas posted it on all their socials, and so it kind of went viral on all the social media platforms you can think of. And it was sent to me. Someone sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I can't apply for that. I don't know. I haven't drew shoes since I was in high school. And so I finally applied, and I actually reached out like 2 days before the deadline. And the director got back to me, and she was like, okay, well, do this. Tell me how you're a designer. Tell me how you're a creator. And design a sneaker that hasn't been created before. And so I think I had less than 48 hours to do that. I sent it all in an email, and I sent the image in the email. And she was like, oh, we actually like this. We want to know more about you. Can we interview you? So they interviewed me. I did a one-on-one with the director. And then it was kind of like this extensive process in the beginning. We had, I would say, about 50 girls on one call, and then they kind of like summed it down. And then it was 21 of us. So then we had a 5-week boot camp. And during that boot camp, we had to show confidence, leadership abilities, communication, collaboration, and just seeing if you have that drive to keep going. And even if you're faced with adversity and have a learning curve. So they were identifying all those things in all the people who applied. And yeah, like you said, the video in the beginning was one of the weeks. So we did a week on storytelling, and that was one of the videos I submitted for that assignment.
Man, that is just so cool. And you've always been this outgoing girl, but you also have some like real timid attributes to you. So I know I can attest to this just in my journey of in adulthood and stuff, but you getting into this program and having to become a leader and step up and be a little more outspoken, what's that feel like? What is that doing for you? How are you feeling as now a young adult? Because we both same age, just kind of breaking down barriers and getting into this creative space of a leadership. How does that feel for you?
Well, I will say when I first started, talking on camera was hard. Sharing my designs was hard because that meant I had to get critiqued, and that mean that people wouldn't like them. And also, we learned about creating our brand and who we are as a person. So we know who we are, we know our strengths, and we know how we show up. So just knowing what I bring to the table, it kind of allowed me to show up in those spaces with confidence and be myself and speak up, be that voice that needs to be heard.
Because essentially,
I'm sorry, my camera is like lagging.
No, it's okay though. It's okay. We can still hear you. Listen, it's all good. It's all good. We're still having a good time. Don't let it bother you. You still look great. This interview is great. Everything is great. So don't even let it bother you. But
okay,
I did want to go back, to a few things that we talked about.
Could I refresh it for a second?
Go ahead. Yeah, try it. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Okay.
We're gonna let Daziah refresh her camera. We're gonna let her do what she gotta do. But if y'all don't know, me and Daziah, we both from Canton McKinley High School, and she had brought up, some of her coaches, Miss Adi and Coach Lepley. And I'll tell you guys right now, having some really, inspirational people, coaches in your life really helps you and along your adult journey. You know what I mean? Along the journey, whatever career you're going after. I mean, sports in general really helps build your character. I've always heard people talk about, why you take sports so serious, why you this, why you that. But sports really, builds your character. And I just feel like where Daziah, oh Lord, look at me. I done caught her sister's name. I done caught her Asia. But Daziah, having those people in your life to push you, to motivate you, and to encourage you is really important when you get into your workspace. So shout out to Miss Adi, shout out to Coach Lep, and all the coaches out there. I see Ryan Gracia in the comments earlier. All the coaches out there, because you guys don't realize the impact that you leave on our lives as young adults, as kids, and going on into, further in our adulthood, in our careers. You guys really leave, a tremendous impact on us. And a lot of us wouldn't be who we are if it wasn't for our coaches. We get pushed, we get challenged in any sport that there is. You always want to give it your all, give it your best. And I really feel like, in sports, you get pushed the most. So if you're thinking about putting your kid, I don't know, in track and basketball and whatever it is, personally, I did cheerleading and gymnastics, but I can attest to Miss B being my coach and some of the things that she's taught me during my high school career. It's carried over into my adulthood. I think about some of the things that she said to me, some of the encouragement she's given me, and it's really, transpired into my adulthood, and it's made me the woman that I am today. Just some of the inspirational things that Miss Debbie V has said to me. So I was just telling the people about, how, impactful it is to have those coaches, in your background, and in your corner, helping you out. Coach Lep and Coach Adi, really pushed us to be, the women that we are today. And I was just letting everybody know how important it is to have some of them coaches out there. You looking a little blurry, sis. What'd you go back there and do?
Hold on. I'm actually gonna hang up.
All right, she gonna hang up again. So y'all stuck with me again. Y'all, it's okay though. We on Lucas Live News. We doing our thing. Sometimes technical difficulties happen, but we here and we're gonna rock this thing out. We still have some really cool things to cover, to go over. So bear with us because we live, baby. Sometimes this stuff happens and we are live together. We talking about it. If you're in the comments, go ahead and like, share, do what you gotta do. We still have some cool stuff to get into. So if your people ain't got in the chat yet, they haven't shared the video, they haven't watched the live, encourage them to hop in because we still have some things to cover because Daziah, I'm telling you, she's a woman of many talents. Like we're talking about an athletic girl. We're talking about a creative, a creator. I mean, she's done so much. Like, wait until you guys see some of the things that she's been able to get her hands in. Daziah, you back? How you feeling, girl?
Oh my God.
You good. You
I
look
don't know.
good. It's better than the last one. It's better than the last scene. So this one is good. This one is cool. This one is cool. So before you got kicked off, was there anything that you wanted to, shout out or say to the people out there as far as coaches, just being, an inspirational factor in our lives?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining the live, for listening to my story, for wanting to hear it, even though I got some issues with my laptop and my Wi-Fi, but I appreciate all of y'all. I see all the comments. And I know we'll probably do some Q&A at the end, so stay tuned for
sure.
that.
Yes. So listen, we were talking about the Adidas Seed program, and I was really asking, what are the Adidas in general, what kind of opportunities has it brung you? And I did see that you were working with Disney. So before we get into that, I do want to roll a clip about the partnership you had with Disney 100. So you guys, watch this.
My name is Daziah Green, and I'm from Canton, Ohio. I think the future of creativity is giving opportunities to those who wouldn't originally have them. Encanto inspired me to make my one-of-a-kind sneaker. I just really relate to Mirabelle, the star character. She's so resilient, she's so passionate, breaking generational curses and just being that person that the family can lean on. And just put myself in Mirabelle's shoes and how she would show up and perform. And I wanted to really exude that into my design process. Once we got the brief, we were able to go ahead and just think about what inspired us. I thought about the color scheme, I thought about the materials, I thought about how can I tell this story of Mirabelle and how can it come from her perspective. I've been designing shoes for 2 years now. I'm super excited to see my shoe, and it will also go to a bigger cause.
All right, I can't lie. That kind of made me emotional. Only because it's Disney, Adidas, sis, you really out here doing it. I'm so proud of you. Please tell us what it was like. How did you even stumble across being able to create a shoe for Disney? Encanto, I love it. Tell us about it.
I have no idea how I was placed in that position to be one of the 100 future innovators that Disney hand-selected, hand-picked out of musicians, fine artists, anything you name, people who build things with their hands, sculptures, everything. And then they wanted to have a footwear designer. So it's just super cool how it just came around, and I was able to design this sneaker for their campaign with Make-A-Wish. The funds will be donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it will also help their wishes and dreams come true. So it's really a dream come true for me, and I'm just honored to even be in a position to make others' wishes and dreams come true.
Daziah, you're so inspiring, really. I just want to tell the people, about you're a true testimony of, I said, staying true to yourself, and sticking to your purpose, because I've talked to you just about, shoe designing and just about all your sketches and everything that you've done. And since you were a child, that's what you've been into. You've been into shoes, you've been into designing, you've been into this creative space. And now you're able to say, I work for Disney, I work for Adidas. That is just so cool. And not only did you design a shoe for Disney, Tell me about that car you designed.
So we also had the opportunity to design some of the costumes in Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2. And I had the opportunity to design the car for the promo for Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. And then I designed the car steering wheel, and I worked with my team. We all designed it like cohesively, but we each individual had like our own component of the car. And my design was the steering wheel.
That's dope, man. Like, what like convention was that car showcased at? Because I remember seeing a clip of the car kind of being showcased. Where was that, and what was that about?
Yeah, so the car was actually in LA where they had the red carpet premiere for Black Panther 2. And we also hosted an event with Lexus just to like say, okay, the seed program did this, like let's give them their flowers. Let's show everyone what they've done in 4 weeks time frame, because usually it takes 18 months.
Oh my
We had
goodness.
to create this car. The team had to like assemble it. It just like the timeline was just so fast. So they were like, let's just have this. Let's just like give them their flowers while we can. And that's what the event was for. And then the car went on tour. Honestly, I don't know where the car went. I knew that it went overseas somewhere,
Yeah.
international. I don't know where else.
Yeah, listen, I don't know where it went, but I did it. I made it. Give me my flowers. I
Yeah.
love that. Listen, and you also said you created some of the costumes for Wakanda Forever?
No, my design team did.
Okay. That's pretty
Yeah,
dope
they
though. So did
did.
you help with that though, right?
No, I didn't help with that.
Oh shoot. I'm
They
trying to
had
give her
two
credit for
weeks
something she
to
didn't even
help
do.
Ruth Carter. They had 2 weeks to help Ruth Carter design those costumes for Black Panther 2. And usually, I'm telling you, it takes at least a year for things like that to happen. But the
Yeah.
team had 2 weeks to design the shoe, to design the costumes that they wore, like the
Mm.
purple tracksuit that Shuri wore, the yellow suit with the three
That
stripes on the
is
back,
so cool. So
the
cool, man.
sneakers that she wore.
That is so dope. So how many people are on the design team?
So so it's a program with 6 women that they bring in, and then you commit to the 2 years, and once you're done with the 2 years, you're pretty much out, and then you're in your actual career. Then they bring another 6 women in.
Oh my
So
goodness.
every
I
year
love
they
it.
bring in 6 women, but during my year, it was only 3 of us.
Wow.
And now they went back to six.
That's so dope. So you've completed your 2 years and now you are into your career, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I told them a little bit about a little going away party, but I didn't tell them where you went. So where did you go and why did you go there?
So now So now I am currently with the Adidas performance basketball team as an assistant footwear designer. And I pretty much went to that team because it represents culture, it represents what they're trying to build in the basketball world, and also because WNBA players, they need someone to have a voice for them. I can be that voice, I can be that representation. I'm the only Black woman on my team, so I want to be the voice for all women, not just Black women, but all women who don't originally have a voice at the table. And I want them to surpass Nike. I'm not even going to lie. Like,
Yeah.
they do need a little bit of help. So I'm excited to come in and just share my creativity with the world, create super dope designs and products, and hopefully see them on some kid on the train one day.
And you will. You will. I love it. You are, man, such a great representation of women, Black women, and being the voice for, the future generation. But you try to skip past it. Where are you at right now?
I'm currently in LA, in California.
She's in Cali, y'all. She done left us and went to Cali.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
had to.
3:30 where she's at, doing an interview all the way
On
from
the
Cali.
West
Came,
Coast.
yes. How you liking it? How you feeling out
I
there?
love it. I love it out here. Like, you can see this video right now. I got LA.
Yeah. Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Listen, I love this video. You know, you just hit 10K subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo! Give it up for
Yes.
Deja. You know, that is
Yes.
super cool. That is so dope for you. I watched some of your vlogs. I've watched some of your videos. You know, they're so cool. You're so creative. You know, creators, we can do stuff like that. You know, we can make
Yeah.
some really
It
cool
takes a
videos.
creative to know a creative.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. We locked in. We locked in. That's you, my sis, for real. Like, I love it. I love it. I mean, I told you I gotta come and check you out. I've never been to LA. I mean, I've been there for like 3 hours. That don't count. So I gotta
Come
get to
on.
LA. And yes, you gotta take me, show me around. I cannot wait. I'm telling you right now. So I know there's some other things you got cooking up, and I know there's some other things that even Adidas working with them. That seed program really has opened some doors for you, and there's something that you got cooking up uh, that we wanna talk about. So I do forget the football player's name, but there's a team that you're getting ready to you committed to. You getting ready to go and play.
I did. Yes. So there's a NFL player. He's actually the first to invest in a WNFC team or a women's tackle football team. He's the first to do it. And his team is the Houston Mambas. And it's a
Yeah,
franchise out of Houston, Texas. And I just committed to that team. So I will be flying to Texas actually on Thursday and going to their tryouts on Saturday. So,
awesome.
yeah, and
And
this
tell
is
us
some of
again
my
who's the owner.
highlights.
Who's the owner of this Houston Mambas?
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins, and he's the first NFL player to own a women's tackle team.
Yes.
Yo, that is just so dope. You excited? You excited? I know you
I'm
are.
so I'm so excited. I'm ready. And OG just commented in the chat, love my hippie twin. She's one of my former teammates from Texas, one of my
Okay.
fave people.
Hey,
And
hippie twin.
this the football world is just so it's just like we're all together, we're all one, we all have one common goal. Like even though I'm leaving my Texas team, I get to go help another team. So like this is my Texas fam right here. Like
Love it.
I'm helping them breathe before the game, but like
Yes.
I'm gonna go to my other team and hopefully I can do the same and like help the league grow, help my team grow. And that's what it's all about. We just all come together and we have one common goal, and that's to advance women's football.
I love that. You know what? You're so powerful because, you and I are both, really into, our meditation and our yoga and just, being one with ourselves. So she called you hippie twin. And we do know that you're a breath work facilitator, right? So
Yes.
holding that title and doing what you know how to do, going and sharing it with your football team, because I've seen some behind the scenes. I've seen your whole team kind of transform into doing breath work, something they probably never even heard about. Tell us what that was like.
Yeah, so I stumbled across it because one day I just realized like I just needed to breathe. And when I actually was intentional about my breathing patterns, I was actually calmer. And
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes I deal with anxiety, depression, but I learned that like we can control how we want our day to go if we get in tune with our breath, which is our life force energy. And when you inhale, you're kind of tapping into your central nervous system. And when you tap into your central nervous system, you can pretty much reprogram your mind. And you can like give yourself affirmations, you can affirm yourself, you can like literally change the state that you're in to another state. And like if you're sad, you can like say I'm happy and you can like actually become happy. So I stumbled across breath work. I wanted to know more about it. Why was it helping me the way that it was? And so I studied it. I wanted to be more intentional with breathing. So that meant I need to be more intentional with learning. So I
Love
stumbled
it.
across the Loka. It sounds like Lucas. Loka Yoga School. And they had a program where you can take an online course to be a certified breathwork facilitator. And I
That's
studied it during like football season. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be intentional about it. And now I'm certified.
that is just
Thank
so
you,
cool.
Dan.
You took something you was interested in and was like, no, I gotta know how to do this. This is working. You went
Hmm.
and got certified in it. That is just so cool. That's so cool to hear. Because a lot of people
Yeah.
probably didn't know that. I know a lot of people are probably on Facebook or Instagram like, what is Daziah doing? She's over here holding her chest and breathing
Yeah.
and doing all kind of stuff. But it's because you're certified in this. You're certified. Yeah, hey, I give it
Yeah.
to you. I love it. I love somebody that is down to go and self teach themselves and learn some stuff and something that you're interested in. That's really so cool. So Daziah, we're getting near the end, and we have oh my goodness. I know the comments been going crazy. I've been going crazy. My heart just been bumping and pumping and going crazy. Um, Before we do go, I just want you to kind of tell the people again out of your mouth, where are you from? What's motivated you? What's kept you inspired? And who's been your strongest support, along the way of this journey? Because I know somebody that maybe deals with depression, anxiety, and doing the thing that you've been doing can be a little discouraging. Somebody just gets up and moves to California. You moved to New York. We didn't even talk about that, but you went to New York out on a limb to chase your dreams. I just want you to just go ahead and talk about Daziah, who she is, where she came from, and where she's going.
That's a great question. So yeah, I'm from Canton, Ohio. A lot of y'all in the chat are from Ohio, from Canton. So I always start with that when I meet people or if I have to introduce myself. So whenever I'm in those rooms, I'm letting it be known that I'm from Canton, Ohio. I just want y'all to know that. I'm putting y'all on
Love
the
that.
map. But
Love that.
yeah, I went to Canton McKinley with Danielle, Bulldogs for life.
Yep.
Um, I went to the University of Akron. I received my bachelor's of interior design, and then I did a little bit of freelance graphic design, and it kind of stumbled across the Seed program. And I would say the biggest person on my journey that inspired me, besides myself,
There you go.
um, it's kind of hard because I don't see many people doing what I do.
Hmm.
So I really am the blueprint, and I'm really like paving this way. And I didn't have anyone to look up to be honest. I didn't have anyone that like inspired me. I had to figure it out. And but I will say Juanita is in the comments. Juanita, she has been a huge part of me knowing who I am. And she you are the breath of fire. Like
Aw.
she has helped me so much along the journey. Like if I had any blockages, she helped me. She's certified Reiki. She can tune into the Akashic records. Like she has helped me so much and just learn about who I was, what I've done, like in my past lives and in this life, like what I'm supposed to do, my purpose, my family, everything, anything you name, we've talked about it. And she has been a huge help. And I will say, like, even when I was playing football, I had like lack of confidence, and I kind of talked to her, and she brought up like some things that I was dealing with. And I was like, oh wow, like that makes so much sense. So like she just gives me a different perspective than I would have originally had.
Mhm. I love that. I love that. So you came from Canton McKinley. We got a lot of teachers that I'm sure has, said some things to us, said some things to you that just stuck with you and just, motivated you. So shout out to Canton McKinley. Why am I getting choked up? I'm just so proud of you, Daziah. Like, you really, you beat the odds. You grew up, you had a lot of siblings, single mom. Many people like you, like us, we don't make it out of those situations. We don't make it out of them circumstances. And we become statistics in a sense. And you said, no, not me. And you said, it's beautiful that you said, I'm the blueprint, because you are. Because now you get to
Hmm.
pave the way for girls that look like you, girls that want to do things like you, girls that feel like, my sketches won't get me anywhere. Yes, they will. Keep sketching, keep
Yeah.
dreaming, so you are the blueprint. And I love that for you. And I love that for, all the girls that, we have, up and coming. You being on this show and being able to talk to us and just give us some insight of what you have going on. I know a lot of people didn't know, what Daziah had going on. They just kind of seen you posting this and this and that, but you really been in behind the scenes working, putting in that work, putting yourself in spaces and rooms that not many of you, people that look like you, are in. So I know I speak for everybody in the chats. Thank you for doing what you've been doing, and really setting the tone and creating that path for us to all be like, I'm going to keep dreaming and staying true
Yeah,
to myself. Is there anything else
for
you want to
sure.
say, before we go?
Yeah, I appreciate everyone for staying on, even though my camera lagging. I don't know what happened. I feel Juanita's energy coming through this camera because it just started like when she hopped on. But no, I appreciate everyone for just tuning in, just listening to my story, spending your afternoons with me. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're listening to me right now, and that just means a lot to me. And I'm excited to see where I go from here. I remember like just being young, and I always had a dream of being a footwear designer, and now I'm like living out that lifestyle, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the supporters, without people like you on this call, people that have supported me along the way. And me and Asia, we remember everything. So we remember who were there in the beginning, we remember who were there in the end, like we remember it all. So I appreciate that. I can't wait to just check in with people. If you haven't seen, my contacts are down below on my socials. So reach out. I reply to every message. I get back to everyone. So just feel free to reach out anytime if you have questions or anything.
Man, but there you have it, you guys. We've watched her rise. Now it's time to watch her dominate. What you've done so far is so, like I said, so inspiring. And we all know that this is just the beginning. So we're so excited
Yeah.
to, see you, keep pushing, keep grinding, keep motivating us. And I know I speak for Lucas and myself. We do want to just thank you for giving us some of your time and being here on Lucas Live News. And man, we look forward to seeing what all.
Can we do a part two?
Yeah, let's do a part 2 for sure. Because listen, you got so much more to do, so much more to go. So we're gonna check back in with you, and you're gonna give us a little update of Cali life. How it is on the
Yes.
Houston Mambas. All of that. We gotta get some shoes. We gotta see what kind of shoes you end up designing, who you end up working with. So your job is to grind out. We'll get back with you, and we're gonna cover everything that you got going on. So in the meantime, you do what you do. We're going to be here supporting you at Lucas Live Media. And again, man, Daziah, it was a pleasure. And I thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Lucas Live.
Thank you so much. So listen, y'all, that's it for Lucas Live News. We want to thank everybody that engaged and talked with us in the comments. Tonight, like I said, was going to be so inspiring, so empowering, and I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I had a ball. I told y'all I've been pumped all day, and I was just so excited to share this moment with everybody out there. So like I said, if you haven't, make sure you go to Lucas Live Media, comment on this video, share this video, subscribe to our YouTube, find us on LinkedIn, find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, wherever you are, make sure you find us, because just like tonight, we're going to cover some pretty dope individuals, pretty cool stories. So if you loved what you've seen tonight, make sure you stay in contact with us so you can see what more we have in store. Man, I'm Danny Williams. Y'all have a great night.